Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome cross watchers for Libra. If you're new to the channel, come on in, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I will reply. That's how I kind of spend my evenings and first thing in the morning when I wake up. So it helps me kind of get acclimated to your energy. So let me know where you're from. Say hello. Okay, I'm going to pull from Law of Attraction Oracle. Let me see what's going on cosmically speaking. We're in Mercury retrograde now. It's been a couple days, few days. We have the new moon coming up in Scorpio on the 20th. So this time next week we'll be in that energy. Everything else feels a little quiet. Lots of retrograde planets right now. It's retrograde season. I like it. I kind of feel it slows me down a bit. It, gives me time to sort of process stuff. Law of Attraction says, openness. True receiving happens when you release resistance and allow all possibilities to unfold. Let go of rigid expectations today. Embrace whatever comes your way with an open heart. So you are getting, that's a perfect graphic, right? Being open and receptive. By the way, everything I just read, everything I just said is very aligned with divine feminine energy, like the Empress in Tarot. That sort of receptive, allowing, open energy that does not hold on to expectations. This feels very aligned with that, and you are ruled by Venus, and the Empress is Venus in Tarot, so that kind of feels, embrace whatever is coming your way with an open heart. You are the divine feminine. You are the divine feminine. So I'm going to pull a spread that I don't normally use on the channel, but I've been having positive reaction to. So I'm going to pull the cards and walk through it with you, and then I'll go back through and clarify anything that I feel needs clarifying. Oh, so this is the soul split card, meaning how does your person indicate or demonstrate that they're an extension of you? Well, they're sort of about win-win outcomes. Very Libran, by the way. Definitely about, tamping down rhetoric, tampering down things getting spun out of control. All about containment and dealing with situations head on. Where are you in this situation? Where am I in this situation? What is alike? Where do we agree? Because that's where the victory is. That's where we have our jumping off point to coming through a situation successfully. So, there are bumps along, on the road of any relationship at multiple stages of development. So this person is sort of like an extension of you in that they are seeking that middle ground, that win-win outcome, that where can we have that moment of, oh, yeah, I see things that same way that you do. Good. Let's grab onto that and go and grow from there instead of focusing on how we're different or how we don't agree. Or where we get our heels dug in too quickly. It's a nice energy. Okay, the soul complement. This is how this person sort of amplifies you. This is kind of perfect. Or shows you how to be a little better. So, as a compliment to you, Page of Swords. This is someone who's looking for information, who doesn't want to speak out of turn, who has the requisite curiosity to know that they don't know everything. They have a lot to learn. They have, more information to sort of sort through before they come to any conclusion. So it's really about curiosity, but more in the mental sphere for delivering information or messages, right? Pages are messengers. This person doesn't want to speak unless they have the facts, unless they have the details, unless they have the knowledge, unless they have the insight. And that's how they complement you. That's how they sort of amplify part of who you are. Or if that's something you need work on, this is how they are showing you where or how you need to be a little better, right? Take that as it resonates. And remember, it's a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for everybody. You don't need to come in the comments and say, no, that's not, if it's a big hell no, it's not your reading, okay? All right, so here's the lesson. What haven't you learned so far? I would say with the Nine of Wands, it's that exhaustion and feeling like your back is against the ropes isn't necessarily a sign of impending doom or failure. That it's right beyond this card. It's just a tick over this card. A tick beyond this energy of like, I am really like, I've been so invested. I've been at this so hard. I've invested so much. I've given so much. I'm on my last legs here. I don't know if I can go any further. It's right at that moment that you have the potential to tip over into reaching this proverbial summit and seeing all the way around, like where you've traveled, how you got there, just that exhilaration. So I'm feeling with the Nine of Wands that what maybe you haven't yet learned is that when the going gets tough, it's time to get tougher and to not necessarily throw in the towel. What's the blessing? Exactly. Chariot. It's breakthrough energy. It's like, just as I said, as you kind of get to that moment where you're just like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this one more minute. Now, I am not talking to those of you that are in threatening situations, abusive situations. I am reading for like your difficult, challenging experiences that don't involve extreme wickedness, evil, or manipulation. Okay? I don't read for that. I don't come in here and read about the evil, dark stuff. There are plenty of readers who do. I'm not that girl. And I want to say that because I'm really kind of hitting the wall with real negative energies coming at me. So I want to state very clearly for the record, I do not read for drama and trauma. There are readers who do. But all relationships have ups and downs, have periods of distance and separation, and then periods of reunion and reconciliation. And I'm here to talk to those of you who still feel really connected in a positive way, who feel like, yeah, story isn't finished here. There's more to it than meets the eye. And I'm using this reading and other readings to sort of help me gain more insight and a little bit more wisdom. That's what I'm here for. That's what my readings are about. So if you're looking to throw daggers, I'm not your girl. It's not your reading. But what I'm seeing here is, the lesson is, don't quit too soon. Don't throw in the towel too soon, because the blessing is in the breakthrough. This is a victory card. This is a victory card. There are cards here that are showing the way forward to reconciliation, to meeting in the middle, to forging a win-win outcome, to persevering what seems like is against all odds, and coming through on the other side, the victor, and making progress and moving forward. The warning is, don't discount your intuition. Don't forget that it works for you, that it's part of you. Right? What can you learn that will help you maintain this connection in a healthy way? What you can learn is that you know more than you think you know. You have instincts, you have intuition, you have the gift of being able to see what others can't necessarily see, hear what others can't necessarily hear. You get all those signs and synchronicities. It's not poppycock. It's like legit gifts. Now, this card is about what is heartwarming, meaning, what do you need to know for your future? What positives will this person bring to your life moving forward? Well, clearly, they're not bringing heartache. They're bringing healing. They're bringing the end of heartache. They're bringing a resolution. All the cards now, you know, I don't pull reversals, but I can obviously look at a spread and tell you when a card is kind of coming through reversed. That's coming through reversed. I will definitely clarify it for you. But whatever pain you've been through, and wherever you've got your like, I'm not sure about these signs and, you know, that I'm picking up, you got to trust your intuition. Your blessing is that you have the ability to move toward or away from something to serve your highest good. So the Chariot is working for you, not against you. You've got someone who is extending that quality you have of reaching mutual agreement, compromise. Okay? You have this amplification of curiosity, but also kind of a need to know. Like, I need more information before I say thus and so, or before I make a decision. Your lesson is, yeah, it gets tough, and I have to be able to persevere through that. And then the beautiful part comes later, when all the things that would normally threaten your happiness, threaten your sense of emotional stability, you know, when you either don't have a painful outcome, or if you've had pain in the past, it's resolved. So let's go ahead and clarify. Give me one card on the Six of Wands, please. Yeah. Wheels moving in your favor. We've got good fortune here if we're approaching each other. And remember, this card is the soul split, how this person sort of is an extension of you, as they understand that everything's unfolding in divine time and order, and that it's blessed energy. And so it's helpful if we see things from the perspective of of where we align, where we agree, where things sort of meet in the middle, because that's the sweet spot. That's where the blessings are. That's where what divine timing is waiting for. A lot of blessings here. This person is really taking what you've demonstrated to them in whatever capacity and moving through life with that gift that you gave them of everything in divine time, provided I'm coming at it with an outlook of peace, of making peace, of meeting in the middle, of compromise. Yeah, that's nice. Give me a card on the Page of Swords. Ooh, I might need more than one card. Five of Wands. There it is. Yeah. Well, what did I just talk about there? The Empress, Divine Feminine, ruled by Venus. It rules Taurus and Libra, so it is your card. Yeah, overcoming the conflict, overcoming the tension. You know, in this card, we talked about your openness, how true receiving happens when you release resistance and allow all possibilities to unfold. So when you don't resist the conflict, but you get curious about how to overcome it, right? Page of Swords. Well, I probably have some information here, or I need more information here, because we've got this tension or this disagreement, or there's some kind of outside source of interference, or if there's competition for our time or our energy or whatever that Five of Wands for you, and it could be a combination of all of the above. It's about kind of hanging back and being open to the answer for how to overcome it, right? Like, you don't have to know everything. You just have to be open to learning. You have to be open to and curious for the insight or the wisdom or the info. And this is how this person compliments you. In other words, how they amplify your energy, or how they demonstrate how you could just be a little bit better. Yeah, letting go of rigid expectations. Libra in general, so if you're here as a Libra, you don't generally have rigid expectations. It's not your wheelhouse. Your wheelhouse is about this, you know, the like, where are you coming from? Where am I coming from? And where do those two things align? And if they don't align, how do we get them to? So there's a little bit of malleability to your energy in general, Libra. Nine of Wands is the lesson. King of Wands, Two of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Oh my. What haven't you learned so far? You're dealing with somebody who's kind of probably set in their ways, maybe, you know, because this is Leo energy, it's fixed. So let's just say it, whether it's Leo or not, but the card is. And that is about fixed energy. It's kind of, it can get a little stubborn, which can make things a lot more difficult for you. And they get particularly stubborn about what they want, which is really interesting, because it's all desire, all those wants. But it's about the future. It's about life partnership. What do you want when it comes to life partnership? What path are they walking? Where in a world of possibilities do they land when it comes to the construct of building a life with someone? And this person may often get their heels dug in. Or opposite of that, they may beat you over the head with what they want, and it may not be what you want. So there's this dance of perseverance, and it can get, really exhausting, and you can often feel like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can go one more minute. This is just too much. But as I said earlier, that's the moment right before the breakthrough, which is your blessing here. Four of Swords, Page of Cups, and there's your Six of Wands. So the blessing is that you have more time to reflect than you think you do. When you're feeling like your back's against the wall, when you feel like I'm not getting anything from this person, or what I'm getting is like they're really stuck on something. They're really dug in. Their vision of what we could be to each other, what we could have, or how to move forward is very different from mine. It's kind of like this chariot comes to its forward motion and its progress and its breakthrough from some deep reflection, and then a lot of emotional vulnerability, right? Whether that's on your part, their part, both of you. The Knight of Cups, knights make offers. You offer your heart up. You say, let me tell you why I feel the way I feel, why I see things the way I see them. Let me tell you where that comes from in me. And you're going to be surprised. Where it might come from in me might have to do with, growing up in a broken home. For you, it might come from another relationship, and, that you had to let go of, whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's about putting it out there, handing it to the person, and being genuine and authentic with your emotional expression. And that's what brings about the right time to meet in the middle, to compromise, to say, yeah, now that you shared that, I totally get it. I totally get it. And it becomes less threatening. It becomes less, something that isn't about, winning or what's the word I'm looking for? Dominating. Getting one's way. It's less about that. Your warning here, whoa, Two of Swords, Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups, and let me pull for what do you need to know for the future? What positives this person may be bringing that can help you move forward. Well, the warning is, I'm seeing the Seven of Wands as sort of your resistance to trusting your intuition. You have an important decision to make, Two of Swords. You need some clarity. It can only come from within. If you totally discount that part of you that sort of knows like you know, right? And if you're trying to override it, I'm trying to override it, what's going to happen is more confusion, emotional overwhelm. Can't tell fact from fiction, what's real, what's fantasy, what have I blown up in my mind versus what is real. It gets real foggy if you ignore to your detriment your own inner knowing. So this is a warning. What can you learn that will help you maintain this connection in a healthy way is do not discount your intuition. Don't get defensive about it. Don't get resistant to it. You have important decisions to make. And if you lean in more on your intuition, you can avoid all the confusion, all the mixed messages, all the overwhelm. And I feel that's pretty legit because you're an air sign if you're here as the Libra. And of course, some of you may be reversing this. But the air signs tend to really trust their intellect and their reasoning. And even if they're spiritual people, they often forget the power of their instinct, their intuition, their gut check. So I think that's a good reminder for you here, Libra. And then I'm still seeing this Three of Swords reversed because it's coming from the wisdom of your solitary journey. You've had a solitary journey, so has your person. What this person may be bringing to you is their own wisdom. They may actually be sort of like someone you can really relate to when you talk about what you've learned from those darker days, right? Yeah, we all have them. So when you talk to someone, even if the dark night of the soul was because of the connection, when you get down to brass tacks, that experience can help guide you through something. Like, in other words, even if you had your dark night of the soul in this relationship, your person had it too. And you're both coming back into it wiser for that solitary journey, from the deep dive into the self-exploration, personal growth, self-awareness, introspection, all that time you spent learning you. So that you can answer to what the heartache is really about. Because there might be things you know that they don't. There might be things they know that you don't. This is like that exchange of curiosity that comes in here at the soul compliment. Like, this is how this person compliments you. They meet you in that spot with, let me tell you something. It's interesting that you just said that, because here's what I learned. So this is like a real powerful, and I would never say that about the Page of Swords, but it's a major player here when it comes to conflict and overcoming it, and there you are. So I am literally feeling like this person holds the future, holds a key somehow to you being able to understand from their vantage point, from their guidance of what they learned, what they came through. Underneath this is Seven of Swords, which means from the bottom of the deck, what you can't see is there are themes here about deception or self-deception or betrayal or any energy where someone avoided you or you avoided the truth. And a whole other storyline kind of took place between those pillars. Deception or self-deception, right? So a deception pillar or an avoidance pillar. And in between those two pillars was the truth. That could very simply explain something that could provide a lot of healing. Provide a lot of healing. So I'm not seeing this person as any intentions toward hurting you. I'm seeing the future holding a lot of answers, a lot of guidance, a lot of wisdom, a lot of those little gold nuggets of clarity for what was something that was very elusive in the past. Okay? So that's what I have so far. And I love that, you're being guided to be open to what comes your way, right? To open your heart, to not restrict yourself due to expectations. I'm going to take it to an extended from this person's point of view, so that, we focus more on you here, so that you can kind of see what their hidden energy is, what they want to say to you, their message to you, their feelings, either about you or the situation, their intentions, their higher and lower vibrations, so you kind of get a feeling for what you're dealing with at any given point in time. The links to that are below. There are 3 options for how to access extendeds, and 2 of them are monthly renewal memberships, so keep that in mind. And if you've enjoyed my readings and you haven't yet done so, please do subscribe below, wherever your little subscribe is. Click the little notification bell. And if you have a hype left, you can there's like and hype. I would be grateful for that indeed. And I will see you at the extended. Here is the only astrology that came through here is Cancerian energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we have Cancer twice, because the High Priestess is the moon in tarot, and the moon rules Cancer. So we have strong Cancerian energy and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and I will see you at the extended. Bye for now.